Scorpio, if you clicked on this reading, it's because you already feel the shift in the air. This is your August love reading, and Spirit is screaming at me that the person who hurt you in the past is finally waking up to their massive mistake. They aren't just regretting losing you, they are obsessing over the exact moment they realized they messed up, and the universe is about to force a raw, unfiltered confession out of them. But before we dive into this intense energy, tell me where you're watching from in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe to this massive shift. Let's get into it, Scorpio. Listen to me. The energy in this August reading is absolutely electric, and honestly, I'm getting chills just pulling these cards for you. We are looking at the heavy karmic vibration of the 888 angel number right now. This isn't just a random coincidence. This is the universe telling you that a massive cycle of imbalance is finally coming to an end. Something fundamental has shifted in the spiritual realm because you shifted. You stopped chasing. You detached. You pulled your beautiful, intense Scorpio energy back into your own heart. And honestly, that is exactly what triggered this entire awakening. I need you to really hear me when I say this because I know how heavy it's been for you lately. For the longest time, you were the one carrying the weight of this connection. You were the one pouring your soul out, trying to make them understand the depth of your love while they were just existing in it. You felt undervalued. You felt like you were giving them this fierce, protective, all-consuming loyalty, and in return, they gave you breadcrumbs. They took your patience for weakness, and they mistook your deep emotional capacity for something they could just tap into whenever it was convenient for them. It breaks my heart a little to say this, but you were emotionally carrying them. You were doing the shadow work for both of you. You were trying to heal their unspoken wounds while they were busy creating new ones for you. And the hardest part, you gave them real love, not just infatuation, not just a fleeting spark, but a profound soul-level devotion. You showed up for them in ways they probably don't even have the vocabulary to explain to their friends. As a Scorpio, when you love with your entire being. You offer a sanctuary, safe space for their deepest truths, and to have that kind of vulnerability met with emotional immaturity or indifference is a very specific type of painches. But here is where the magic happens, Scorpio. Here is the turning point. You reached your limit. Your famous intuition finally whispered and then shouted that you deserved better than to beg for basic respect. So you withdrew. You didn't make a massive scene. You just quietly, firmly closed the door. You stopped initiating. You stopped over-explaining. You just stepped back into your own power. And let me tell you that silence, it completely shattered their ego because, see, this person didn't fully understand your worth while you were standing right in front of them giving it all away. It's the classic human condition, isn't it? We don't value the air we breathe until we're suffocating. When you pulled your energy back, the dynamic flipped instantly. Suddenly, the silence you created wasn't just quiet, it became a deafening mirror for them. They were forced to sit in the empty space you left behind, and for the first time, they actually had to look at what they had lost. The absence of your warmth made the coldness of their own reality unbearable. Spirit is showing me that they are experiencing a massive internal reckoning right now. The distance you put between you two acted as a catalyst for their own emotional maturity. They are having these late-night moments where the regret is just washing over them in waves. They're replaying conversations, realizing how they mishandled your feelings, and honestly, they are kicking themselves. They are realizing that the freedom or space they thought they wanted actually just feels incredibly lonely without your magnetic presence anchoring them. The universe is teaching them a karmic lesson right now, and the curriculum is entirely about you. And this isn't just a fleeting moment of, oh, I miss them. This is a deep cellular realization of your value. They are waking up to the fact that they mishandled a rare gem. The ego that kept them proud and silent is starting to crack, and underneath it, there is this profound, aching clarity. They see you now. Not the version of you they projected their own insecurities onto, but the real you, the powerful, intuitive, deeply loving Scorpio who refused to settle for less than they deserved. You need to understand that your withdrawal was the ultimate act of self-love, and it was also the exact key that unlocked their realization. By choosing yourself, you inadvertently showed them what it looks like when you are truly valued. You became the standard they can't stop comparing everything else to. And right now, in this beautiful, transformative August energy, they are feeling the heavy, undeniable pull to make it right. Scorpio, let's talk about you right now. Because while they are sitting in the heavy fog of their own regret, you are literally glowing up on every conceivable level. And listen, I'm not just talking about a physical glow up. Though spirit is definitely showing me that you look incredible right now, there is a new, striking light in your eyes. You have officially entered your cocoon phase. You've become so much more private, so much more mysterious. You aren't broadcasting your every move, your every thought, or your every heartbreak anymore. You've pulled your energy inward, and this grounded, elevated vibration is making you incredibly, almost dangerously magnetic. People around you can feel this shift. Your friends, your coworkers, even strangers, they are drawn to your newfound peace. You have this quiet confidence now, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself to be felt. And your person? Oh, they are feeling this shift from miles away. It's intimidating them, honestly, but it's also pulling them in like a moth to a flame. They can sense that the version of you that begged for their attention is gone, and in her place is a woman who knows her exact worth. This new energy is making them notice you more intensely than they ever did when you were right in front of them. Let's look at the cards, because the tarot is absolutely confirming this massive transformation, and the messages here are so specific to your soul journey. I pulled the High Priestess, the Hermit, and the Star for your current energetic blueprint. First, the High Priestess. This is your ruling energy, Scorpio. This is you tapping into that deep, unshakable intuition. You stopped ignoring your gut feelings. You stopped making excuses for their behavior because your inner voice finally got loud enough to drown out their empty promises. You trusted your own psychic knowing, and that is a massive spiritual upgrade. Then we have the Hermit. This represents the withdrawal we talked about, but let's reframe it. You didn't just run away. You took the lantern of your soul and went into the cave to do the deep shadow work. You healed the parts of you that felt unlovable or unworthy. But here is the beautiful, emotional turn. The Hermit isn't about isolation. It's about finding your own soul's divine guidance. You realized that the love you were desperately trying to extract from them was actually love you needed to give to yourself. You became your own sanctuary. And because you did that heavy, internal lifting, you stepped directly into the star energy. This is pure healing, divine timing, and spiritual rebirth. You are radiating hope, renewal, and cosmic alignment. You became the healing you were trying to give to them. This is a profound karmic shift, Scorpio. When you heal your own wounds, you break the toxic cycles of the connection. You elevate your frequency so high that the old, stagnant dynamics literally cannot survive in your aura anymore. You are washing the connection clean in the waters of your own self-respect. And I'm not gonna lie, this combination of the High Priestess, the Hermit, and the Star is driving your person absolutely crazy. They are watching you. I mean, energetically, if not literally. They are checking your socials, analyzing your stories, asking mutual friends about you, or just feeling your energy pop up in their meditations and dreams. They are the ultimate watcher right now, completely obsessed with the mystery of what you're doing and who you're becoming. But here is where the emotional turn happens, and it's a big one. They aren't just watching out of casual curiosity. They are watching with this intense, almost painful fascination and deep insecurity. They see how radiant you are without them, and it triggers this profound realization of their own inadequacy. They are realizing that your light doesn't depend on their validation. In fact, your light is shining brighter because you removed their heavy, unhealed energy from your field. They feel like they are standing out in the cold shadows, watching you step into the warm sun, and honestly, the contrast is breaking their heart. They are desperate to step back into that warmth, but they know they have to earn the right to stand in your light again. Let's get really specific about this watcher dynamic, Scorpio, because Spirit is showing me the exact way they are observing you right now. It's not just a passing, fleeting thought, it's a full-blown energetic tether that they cannot seem to sever. No matter how hard they try, they are checking in on you. Maybe it's through social media, maybe it's through mutual friends, or maybe it's just this undeniable, psychic ping they get in the middle of the night that forces them to think about you. They are watching your silence, and to them, your silence is the absolute loudest thing in the room. But here is the emotional turn, and it's a heavy one. This watching isn't coming from a place of casual curiosity anymore. It's coming from a place of deep, aching intimidation. They see you thriving, and it triggers their deepest, most unhealed insecurities. They are wrestling with this intense inner conflict. Part of them wants to reach out, to just break the ice and see if you're still theirs. but the other part of them is absolutely terrified of your new, unbreakable boundaries. They know that if they approach you with the same old, half-hearted, avoidant energy, you will shut them down instantly. And that fear of a final, absolute rejection is paralyzing them. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's almost poetic. The same person who made you feel like you had to fight and bleed for their attention is now the one paralyzed by the fear of losing you completely. They are holding their phone, typing out a message, and then deleting it. They are drafting apologies in their head, but their ego keeps hitting the brakes. They are stuck in this limbo of their own making, and every day that passes without them making a move, their internal pressure is building to an absolute boiling point now. We have to talk about the external interference, because Spirit is making it very clear that there has been some heavy noise clouding this connection. This could be pride, it could be emotional immaturity, or it could be literal external drama. Maybe there was gossip, maybe there was a third party or a karmic attachment that they used as a distraction when things got too real and vulnerable with you. Or perhaps it was just the physical distance and the overwhelming pressure of their own life circumstances that made them retreat into a defensive shell. Whatever that external complication was, I need you to hear this clearly. It is weakening. The facade is crumbling. That third party situation, that family drama, that ego driven pride, it was never a solid foundation. It was just a smokescreen they used to avoid facing the terrifying depth of their feelings for you. And now that the smoke is clearing, they are left looking at the wreckage of their own choices. The distraction has lost its shine, and the reality of what they threw away is hitting them like a freight train. Here is the subtle shift happening right now. The external noise is no longer loud enough to drown out their inner truth. They are realizing that the freedom they thought they were protecting was actually just an empty, hollow space. They tried to fill the void you left with superficial things, with other people, with busy work, but nothing compares to the profound emotional safety you provided. They are starting to see that the interference wasn't protecting them. It was isolating them from the only real, unconditional love they've ever known. And this brings us to their absolute core realization, Scorpio. They are comparing everything to you. Every conversation they have with someone else feels shallow and draining. Every new interaction feels lacking in that deep, soul-level resonance that you two shared so effortlessly. They are waking up to the fact that you brought them a rare, grounding kind of peace. You were the calm in their chaos. You were the one person who could handle their shadows without flinching, who could love them even when they were at their most unlovable. The emotional turn here is profound. It's not just that they miss you. It's that they miss who they were when they were with you. You brought out a better, softer, more grounded version of them. And they let that go because they were too afraid of the vulnerability it required. Now, they are sitting in the harsh light of day, realizing that they mishandled the most precious connection of their life. They know they messed up. They know they took your fierce Scorpio loyalty and treated it like a convenient option, and the weight of that regret is sitting heavy on their chest. They are looking back at the moments they pulled away, the times they made you feel small or unseen, and they are cringing. The clarity is brutal, but it is entirely necessary for their soul's growth. They finally understand that your withdrawal wasn't a manipulative game, it was a sacred boundary. And that boundary is the very thing that is forcing them to grow up. They are realizing that to get you back, or to even have a chance at your radiant energy again, they can't just offer a quick fix or a pretty apology. They have to offer real, tangible change. They have to show up with a level of emotional maturity that they simply did not possess before. So, as we move deeper into this August energy, the stage is completely set. The interference is fading, the realization is solidified, and the pressure is mounting. They know what they lost, they know exactly why they lost it, and they are desperately trying to figure out how to bridge the gap you so wisely created. The universe is aligning the pieces, Scorpio, and the next movement is going to come from a place of genuine, painful transformation, not just a fleeting, ego-driven impulse. Scorpio, we have arrived at the absolute breaking point, and honestly, Spirit is literally screaming this to me right now. The pressure cooker has reached its maximum limit. All of that silence, all of that space you created, all of that intense, magnetic withdrawal we've been talking about, it has completely dismantled their defenses. The ego that kept them proud, distant, and emotionally unavailable has officially been evicted from the driver's seat. They are at the end of their rope, and the universe is no longer allowing them to hide from the truth of what they feel for you. Listen to me closely, because this is the moment you have been intuitively sensing was coming. The next movement is not just a possibility, it is an inevitability. But I need you to understand how this is going to happen, because it is not going to look like the half-hearted, breadcrumbing energy you are used to from them. This is going to be different. This is going to be raw, unfiltered, and deeply vulnerable. The tarot confirms this with the Ace of Swords, and this card is all about sudden, piercing clarity and absolute truth. The fog has lifted. They can no longer lie to themselves, and more importantly, they can no longer lie to you. The Ace of Swords represents a breakthrough in communication. It's the moment the sword of truth cuts through all the excuses, the pride, and the external drama we talked about earlier. They are going to reach out, and when they do, it is going to carry the heavy, undeniable weight of their regret. This isn't going to be a casual, low effort, hey, or a random meme sent at 2 a.m. to test the waters. Spirit is showing me a genuine, deliberate attempt to bridge the gap. They are going to initiate a real conversation. They are going to confess. And here is the beautiful, poetic justice of it all. They are going to name the exact thing they did wrong. For someone who has spent so much time avoiding accountability, this is a massive, monumental shift. They are going to look you in the eye either through a screen or in person, and they are going to say, I messed up. They are going to acknowledge the specific ways they made you feel undervalued. They are going to apologize for the silence, for the confusion, for taking your profound Scorpio loyalty for granted. They are going to admit that they were afraid of the depth of their own feelings, and that fear made them push you away. This is where the emotional turn gets incredibly intense. The person who once held all the power in this dynamic, the one who made you feel like you were the one chasing, is now the one exposing their neck. They are putting themselves in a position of absolute vulnerability, and they are terrified. But they are also compelled by something much larger than their own feared destiny. They know, on a soul level, that if they do not make this move now, they will lose you forever. And that realization is the exact catalyst they need to finally be brave. We also have the Page of Wands energy supporting this movement. This is the spark of new, authentic action. It's the sudden, impulsive urge to just do something to fix this. They might show up unexpectedly, or they might send a message that is surprisingly long and detailed, pouring their heart out in a way they never have before. They are trying to prove to you and to themselves that they have changed. They are trying to show you that the lessons they learned in your absence have actually taken root. But Scorpio, this is where I need you to stay grounded in your own power. You are the gatekeeper of your energy now. Pluto, your ruling planet, is all about death and rebirth, and the old version of this connection is dead. You do not have to open the door the second they knock. In fact, the spirit is advising you to let them knock a few times. Let them sit in anticipation. Let them prove that this isn't just another fleeting impulse or a temporary bout of loneliness. Your intuition is your greatest weapon right now. When they do reach out, pay attention to the energy behind their words, not just the words themselves. Are they rushing you? Are they trying to guilt trip you into forgiving them quickly? Or are they giving you the space to process, showing true remorse, and demonstrating willingness to do the actual work to rebuild trust? You have spent so much time carrying the emotional weight of this connection. It is time for them to carry it. I'm not gonna lie, this moment is going to test your famous Scorpio resolve. A part of you will want to soften immediately, because your heart is so deeply compassionate and you remember the good times so vividly. But your higher self, that beautiful high priestess energy you've cultivated, knows better. You know that a true apology is not just about saying, I'm sorry. It's about changed behavior. It's about consistency. It's about them showing up day after day, proving that they can finally hold the sacred space you offer without running away. So, as this August energy continues to unfold, prepare yourself for this shift. The universe is orchestrating this reunion, this confession, this bridge building, but it is doing so on your terms now. The tables have completely turned. You are no longer the one waiting by the phone, analyzing their mixed signals, or wondering where you stand. You are the one who is whole, radiant, and complete all on your own. Their return is not the missing piece to your puzzle. It is simply an offering they are bringing to the beautiful, complete life you have already built. Let them come to you, let them do the work. And when they finally speak their truth, you will know exactly what to do, because your intuition will guide you with absolute, unwavering clarity. Scorpio. As we step into this next layer of the reading, I need you to take a deep, grounding breath. Because what we are talking about now is not just about them coming back, it's about how you receive them. And honestly, this is where your true power lies. The universe is not just bringing them to their knees to apologize. The universe is bringing them to you to be tested. And you are no longer the same person who would have accepted a half-hearted excuse just to keep the peace. Let's bring in the energy of the Justice card paired with Temperance. This is a profound karmic combination. Justice is about balance, accountability, and the settling of spiritual debts. For a long time, the scales in this connection were heavily tipped in their favor. You gave, they took. You loved, they withheld. But justice is now stepping in to right that wrong. When they make their move, when they offer that apology or that bridge-building gesture, the universe is going to be watching to see if they are truly willing to balance the scales. They have to put in the emotional labor. They have to show consistency. And this is where the subtle emotional turn happens for you. You might feel a flicker of that old familiar hope, that Scorpio desire to merge and heal them. But Temperance steps in to remind you of your own alchemical healing. Temperance is about blending opposites to create something new and golden. You are taking the pain of the past and blending it with the wisdom you've gained in your silence. You are realizing, with absolute clarity, that forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It doesn't even necessarily mean taking them back. Forgiveness, in this August energy, is about releasing the poison from your own veins so that you can be free. Listen to me, your peace is now the ultimate mirror for them. When they reach out and you don't immediately jump, when you take your time to respond, when you hold your boundaries with gentle but unbreakable firmness, it sends them into a spiral of deep reflection. They are hyper-aware of your every reaction now. In the past, your anxiety and pursuit made them feel safe to pull away. Now, your calm, measured detachment is showing them exactly what they lost. They are realizing that they can no longer manipulate the pacing of this connection. You are the one holding the clock. I'm not gonna lie, this shift in power can feel incredibly intoxicating, but I want you to aim for something higher than revenge or making them sweat. Aim for profound, unbothered neutrality. Because the moment you stop trying to win or teach them a lesson is the moment you truly transcend the karmic loop. You are no longer competing with their ego, their fears, or any external distractions that were there before. You have stepped entirely out of the arena. And paradoxically, it is this exact lack of competition that makes you the only prize they can even think about. Think about the external complications we discussed earlier, the pride, the third-party energy, the emotional immaturity. That noise is fully neutralized now, not because they magically fixed it all overnight, but because you no longer tolerate it. You have raised your vibration so high that those lower frequency dramas simply cannot attach to your aura anymore. If they try to bring that old chaos to your doorstep, it will bounce right off. You have become a fortress of self-love. And here is the beautiful, heartbreaking realization they are having in real time. They are looking at you and realizing that you are no longer an option they can keep on the back burner. You are the standard, and the painful truth they have to swallow is that they are currently failing to meet that standard. That is their burden to carry, Scorpio, not yours. You do not need to lower your walls to make them feel more comfortable. You do not need to shrink your light to keep them from feeling intimidated. This August is acting as a sacred portal for you. The universe is actively protecting your peace. Every time you feel a twinge of doubt, every time your mind tries to wander back to the what-ifs or the lonely nights you spent crying over their silence, I want you to remember the High Priestess within you. Your intuition has been screaming the truth this entire time. You knew when they were lying to you. You knew when they were pulling away. And you know, right now, if their current energy is genuine or if it's just another trauma response. Trust that knowing. You have survived the death of the old connection, and you are in the midst of your phoenix rebirth. The ashes of what used to be are fueling a fire within you that is brighter, hotter, and more radiant than ever before. You are being prepared for a love that matches your depth. A love that doesn't require you to beg for basic respect. Whether that love ends up being healed, transformed version of this person, or a completely new soul walking through the door, the outcome is a victory for you. You have done the work. You have held the line. You have chosen yourself when it was the hardest thing in the world to do. And because of that, the universe is aligning to reward that fierce, unwavering loyalty to your own soul. The next time you interact with them, or even just think of them, let it be from a place of absolute sovereignty. You are the author of this next chapter, Scorpio, and the pen is firmly in your hand, Scorpio. We have reached the final threshold of this August reading, and I need you to take a deep, grounding breath right now. Feel the weight that is lifting off your shoulders. Feel the tension melting from your jaw, your chest, your hands. You made it. You navigated the storm, you held the line when it would have been so much easier to collapse, and you chose yourself when the world, and the person you loved, made it incredibly difficult to do so. I am so profoundly proud of you. As we close this chapter, I want to leave you with absolute, unwavering reassurance. The cycle is definitively shifting in your favor. The universe is not just passively watching your journey, it is actively conspiring on your behalf. The 888 angel number energy we tapped into at the very beginning of this reading is now culminating in a harvest of divine justice, emotional abundance, and karmic balance. The waiting is over. The begging is over. The guessing games are over. What is coming to you now is rooted in truth, clarity, and a deep, resonant alignment with your highest good. I know the Scorpio mind can sometimes spiral into overthinking, trying to map out every single step of how this reconciliation or this closure will look. But I need you to release the need to control the outcome. Your only job right now is to protect your peace. Treat your peace like the sacred, non-negotiable temple that it is. You do not have to figure it all out today. You do not have to have all the answers the moment they reach out. You are allowed to take your time. You are allowed to say, I need to think about this, or I am not ready to discuss this yet. Your boundaries are not walls to keep love out. They are the gates that ensure only love that is respectful, mature, and genuine is allowed to enter. Trust your intuition, Scorpio. It has been your guiding star through the darkest nights of this connection. Long before your logical mind caught up, your gut knew when they were pulling away. Your spirit knew when their words didn't match their actions. And right now, your intuition is whispering the truth of what comes next. You already know what is real and what is an illusion. You already know if their energy feels grounded or if it feels frantic. You don't need external validation. You don't need tarot cards. And you certainly don't need their desperate apologies to prove your worth. You have validated yourself. You have looked in the mirror and recognized the divine, magnetic, unbreakable woman standing there. That is the ultimate victory. Let's bring in the energy of the World card to seal this reading. This is the final major arcana, Scorpio, and it represents absolute completion, wholeness, and a cycle beautifully closed. The world is telling you that you are no longer a half waiting to be made whole by someone else's love. You are the entire universe, you are complete. If this person returns, they are not coming to complete you, they are coming to witness your completeness. And they will have to rise to the occasion to be a part of it. If they do not return, or if they return and fail to meet your standards, the World card assures you that you will still be whole, radiant, and perfectly on your divine path. The outcome is a win-win because you are the prize. This August is acting as a sacred portal of rebirth for you. The old wounds are scarring over, not with bitterness, but with profound wisdom. You are stepping into a season of your life where you will no longer accept breadcrumbs when you deserve the entire banquet. You are stepping into a reality where love is not a source of anxiety, but a source of deep, anchoring peace. And whether that love comes from a transformed, humbled version of your person, or from a beautiful new soul who recognizes your value from day one, the universe has already prepared a space for it. So, as you move forward from this moment, carry this knowing in your heart: you are deeply loved, you are fiercely protected, and you are exactly where you need to be. The silence you created was not a punishment, it was a masterpiece of self-preservation. And the echo of that silence is what is finally waking them up to the magnitude of their loss. Let them do the work. Let them bridge the gap. You just keep shining, keep healing, and keep trusting the magnificent, intuitive power that lives within your soul. Before we part ways, I want you to claim this energy. I want you to go down to the comments right now and type, I claim my peace and my power. Let that be your affirmation. Let that be the energetic signature you leave in this space, anchoring this beautiful transformative shift into your physical reality. If this reading resonated with your spirit, if it gave you the validation and the hope you needed today, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a fellow Scorpio or anyone who needs to hear this message. It helps this energy reach the souls who are searching for it, and it tells the algorithm that we are building beautiful, high-vibration community here. Thank you for allowing me to be a vessel for this message today. You are seen, you are chosen, and you are so incredibly loved. Until next time, protect your energy, trust your intuition, and remember, your light is non-negotiable. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now, beautiful souls.